Moment of truth today, guys. Moment of truth. We're loaded up. Got the skid steer behind us with the brush grapple and forks. And we are going to head down to Mount Vernon and see if this big tree is going to cut as good as I thought it would. I've lost some sleep about this in the last week, just wondering and worrying. Those are the things that are constantly on my mind, just trees, and if they're going to be good trees or bad trees. But I guess we'll see if I'm as good as timber buyer as I think I am, or if my instinct's as good as I think it is. So I don't know. We'll see. It's a big tree. I'm anxious to get it on the ground. Let's see if we can go push it over. All right, here we're pulling up to her. Man, look at that behemoth right there. That's it, man. That's a big tree. Let's see if we can swing in the gate here. It's a big tree. Big tree. I'm gonna take the skid steer up there real quick. Clean out around it. The city's actually gonna block the street off while we cut it. It's gonna fall back this way, but that's a busy street, and I'm glad they are, because if they weren't, I'd try to get out there and do something, because it's just the traffic's people, guys know how people drive nowadays. So let's see if we can get this off, and we'll drive up there and get a better look at it. What a beast. What a beast. We'll take the forks here and we'll kind of clean out around this a little bit so we can get in here better. That's a big tree. Kind of mash all this stuff down. What a tree. Well, Dad just ran the skid steer for the first time. I don't think he knew what to think about that. I had him raise me up on the forks up there, and I cut underneath that limb, because this tree's going to fall back in here, and if we didn't take some pressure off that limb when it hits, it'd probably bust that tree right down to the ground. And after what I paid for that thing standing, that's a risk I'm not willing to take. We've bored part way through it, and so far the sawdust is looking good on the bore cut. So I'm going to get out here just for safety's sake in the street, because they got the street blocked off. We've got some onlookers. So I'll do that, and just for safety's sake, I'm going to get out here, and in case we need to, I can push just a little bit with the skid steer to kind of help guide that tree a little bit. Looks like we got the police back there watching us now too. Have a big show. That's a beast. That is a beast. I'll get out here and help Dad real quick, and hopefully we can get this thing down in one piece. Cleanup's going to take a while on this, so get out here and see what assistance I can be. There's no way you could take that saw away from my dad's hand to cut this tree. He is loving every minute of this. Now what we did, we took the forks and dug down around that the best we could. There's a lot of rocks and roots around it. Then I've got the old handy dandy precision axe here. Some precision axes in California. That's what I use to go ahead and bark what's around the tree there. So he's about got punched through it. He's, like I said, we bore cut these walnut, and that's what he's doing there. We're boring this out, and we leave those spurs hold, and those spurs are kind of how we control the fall. But you always want to bore your walnut out, especially trees like this, because you don't want to take a chance in pulling any fibers. You want that stump to be as perfect as possible. It's a big tree. I'm kind of wondering if we shouldn't have, because I've got the 88 with a 36-inch bar in one of the toolboxes on my truck. I'm just wondering if we shouldn't have maybe used it to cut with, just to be sure, because it's going to be close using just that little 25-inch bar. But when you make a circle 25 inches, it's pretty good radius. So here he goes. He's cutting the spurs now. Disengage the boom here. I'm going to be ready to push if he needs me to, because we're wanting it to fall. I mean, it's going to fall back in that open field, but we're wanting it to fall a certain way. We don't want to take a chance and bust anymore. We have to. Like I said earlier, I had Dad raise me up on the boom. First time he'd ever run the skid steer. Probably ever ran a skid steer at all. And I got on the forks and he raised me up there and I cut underneath that big limb on the back side there. There's a pretty good log in that limb. And I cut under it, that way, by chance it falls on that limb, it won't bust the pressure won't bust the log. So, she's about to go. She's starting to rock. There it goes. Boom. Bust. See, got that cut off. No worries there. Look at that. Good cut. Let's go check it out. Well, that's a done deal. I meant to get a little more film of the cleanup, but we were in a hurry. But you can't even tell it was there. Of course, I got this old big log on front of me right now. We're gonna try to put it on Dad's flatbed here. This might be something. Which we used to do this all the time, but I don't particularly like doing it. But we're gonna try to do it. That's a big log. But it cleaned up real good. Stumps cut flush with the ground. All the mess is gone with the brush grapple. Got it piled in there tight. Back of that corner. So we're going to try to get some logs on here the best we can. Then when we get to the yard and unload these, we'll go ahead and do I'll show you the overview what the logs look like when we get to the yard. Because I think we can get between Dad's truck and my pintle hitch trailer. We can put a couple of small ones on the front of the pintle hitch. We should have plenty of room. So we'll see what it looks like, and it made a pile of logs. There's a pile of footage here, so here we go. We're getting back on the yard now. Dad's got a load of walnut and a lone bur oak there. He hasn't offloaded yet. One of our log trucks. Here's our other Mack. They're in the way, so I'm cutting through his yard here. He'll probably be mad at me, but we took a little different approach to loading those things out and getting them home. Dad's behind me a little click. He actually had to stop by a sawmill and grab a check of ours. Now, I'm kind of reluctant to show you guys how I've loaded this, but I just have that I don't care what you think if you don't like it attitude. So as soon as I stop here, yeah, this is our little walnut pile, growing ever so much. Just need to water it and it'll grow. I wish it worked that way. But I'm going to get up here and I'll jump out and I'll kind of show you what's going on with I've got 2 logs behind me. Like I said, I'm sure. I'm not that I'm not unsure. I know we're going to have somebody comment like, "Oh my God, you're a madman! You're a crazy madman! How did you pull that? How did you stop? How did the truck handle it? You must be pulling 1,000,000 pounds." Let's go look at these. So this is the approach we took. I took the 2 big logs on my pintle hitch and put the skid steer all the way to the back. Really? I thought it'd pull hard, but there really wasn't much difference. I mean, this is shameful right here. The old big girl here, she cut just a little bad in the heart. It goes up in there about a foot, maybe 1.5 feet. It's a shame. I hate that. But I'd worried about that ever since last Thursday when I bought it. And the reason being, this was part of a lightning scar right here. You can see there, which she's got a little bit of an issue right in there. Not too bad, but a lot of lumber. Now, Dad's got 4 logs on his flatbed. We put the 4 smaller logs on his flatbed because it wasn't as much of an imposition to put them on here. But yeah, I mean, it's a big chunk of wood. I'm glad to have it on the yard. Don't get me wrong. I think it's 10 foot, 30 some inches, which they'll probably dock me a little bit just because, like I said, that little bad spot right there, but still not too bad. All things considered, I mean, I was pretty happy with how it cut out. I still was. So let's jump off here and get it unloaded real quick. Get everything unloaded. We'll look at like I said, it cut solid up here. Cut real good. The top did. It cut off glorious. I mean, it's a good looking log. Don't get me wrong. It's a good chunk of wood. No doubt about it. Wish my trailer was about 4 foot longer. But everything worked out all right. everything worked out all right. But actually, things fit in there quite well. The grapple fit down right behind the ramps. Worked out good. Like I said, a little heavy. Go ahead, start commenting and griping. I'm fine. Let's get her unboomed. See, Dad just pulled in now. You can see the little load of top logs he's got on his truck there. When I was a kid, Dad used to haul logs. He always drove a flatbed truck, and that was why, because when I was younger, you know, having log trucks wasn't as common as it is now, or mills coming to pick up your logs like they do now. So it was a little different ball game when I was younger. So we hauled a lot of logs on a gooseneck. We hauled a lot of logs on a flatbed truck, and of course, we had a picker later on. Of course, Dad had one at one time, then he got rid of it, I think. He sold it, or then he didn't have one for a while. Then he went back and got another one. We've had a picker for a long time, but it's every now and then he'll still haul a few logs on it. So I'm gonna try to get this thing off here. Hold on. We got them all offloaded. I got Dad unloaded, and I got the logs offloaded off my trailer. Looked pretty good there. We scaled it pretty conservatively. I think it come up to just right under 1,100 feet total. That's all it right there. The 7 pieces out of that one tree. Main piece, second piece, then that was there was a big crotch there we cut out. Just I wouldn't call it a crotch. I don't know what the gnarly thing was. It went on up, and these are just some limbs we were able to salvage for some short pieces. They won't bring a lot, but if we can buy them and utilize them, there's no need in cutting them up or putting them in the burn pile. So yeah, the pile's looking pretty good. Like I said, we got more to haul in. Dad's got a bunch on the truck. So, and you know, just doing this right here, like I said, I've talked before about we export a lot of these logs, so that enables us, just what we do enables us to give a little more for them standing, because we deal with a different set of people. I've got a different, I don't deal with too many big companies, or try not to. I've got a set number of guys I like to deal with on these logs, and what we'll do is we'll go in here before we actually do a sale. We'll merchandise all these out, clean them up, put them where they need to go, and then go from there, which we'll do that all with the skid steer there. It just makes it a lot easier. Then from there we'll ship them out. But that's it today, guys. That's a pretty good tree. You know, I wish I could cut one like that every week. Every day would be fine, but if it once a month, no need to get greedy. Old big trees are getting harder and harder to find, and somehow we keep coming up with them. Well, that's today's video. That's the Champion I bought, which, like I said, she cut a little bad there, you know, but it's not terrible. I knew that was a risk, you know, when I bought the tree. I seen that lightning scar, and I'd worried about it all week. It's crazy a guy loses sleep about trees like that, but I do. I mean, I'll lay awake at night and I'll think about trees when, you know, I've got them bought or how they're going to cut. So I knew it was a possibility, and it turned out to be true, but it could have been worse. It could have been. So it'll hurt it, but not a terrible amount, I don't think. So that's it for today, guys. Tomorrow, I know I've got some timber to look at, so I'm sure I'll take you on the road with me. I guess that's it for today. So thanks for watching the videos. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't for all the latest videos. We try to post one every day. I appreciate all the comments, the feedback. Like I said, I know I'm gonna get some sketchy comments today with that load we hauled in. Like I said, I don't care. We got them home safe and sound. Everything was boomed down. I wasn't driving 90 mile an hour. We just took it nice and slow. Steady wins the race. So we got home, got unloaded, safe and sound, no problems. Ready to do it again the next time. So once again, guys, thanks a lot. Check us out on all of our social media accounts: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, which you're on. Check out Logger Threads and Timber Tracker. And be sure to give Sheena a shout. She's working hard on the Timber Tracker stuff, so give her a shout on all that. Guys, we will see you, a lot of you guys will see you a week from tomorrow at Ohio. I can't wait for that. Sheena will be with me. So check all that out. I'll have some other friends with me as well, so we're just going to make a weekend of it. Look forward to meeting you guys, and if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you next Friday with the show and the videos in between then, but that's it. I'm rambling. Guys, see you later.